going to modify the model further. Suppose I wanted a variable that recorded, first went to your comment, something that maybe is of greater interest. What's the age at which you first became obese? What's the age at which you first became obese? How would you do that?
Look at the current time. Every time it just becomes
Okay.
when obesity, the content of obesity was gone.
Okay.
you
Okay.
Take the time.
Okay, good. Okay, so what would we need to do to keep track of the first time you were obese? Add a, so that's the what. Plumbing wise, what would we need to do? We add a variable called, for example, first, a time of first obesity episode. How's that? Okay. So age at first obesity episode. Obesity episode. Yeah, something like that. What do you think? Okay. Okay. What sort of variable is that? Is it? You make it a double. I mean, if a baby's three months old and it happens, we want to keep track of it. So we'll give it an initial value. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. Okay. Now I've got myself in a bit of fun. Okay, age at first obesity episode. Okay, or -1 if none. If there's never been obesity. So we'll make it initially -1, okay? -1.0. So if there's never been an obesity episode, it'll be -1. When it first happens, we're gonna initialize it, and from then on, if you become obese and you've been obese before, you'll stay obese. Okay, that's great. Age at first obesity episode or -1 if none. Okay. Well, that's a handful. Great. Okay, so let's give a nod to this gentleman's idea. Okay, let's put it in the entry action here. What do we need to put in for logic for this? I've kind of given away a lot of it. Okay, we're going to obese. Why are we going here? Well, this is where they become obese, so this is kind of, the entry actions could be associated with they become obese. We're going to record some information. What are we going to record? Okay, yes, but we have a better way of doing that. We can just call current age. Okay, so I'm going to propose this. Age, I'm gonna do this. Ooh, gosh, terrible. Okay, age at first obesity equals current age. Remember we had this function called current age? And this takes care of whatever that formula was, time minus birth time or whatever it was. Suppose I were to do that, is that correct? Is that accomplishing its function? No. Because we want it to be the first time, right? So what do we need to do to make it only happen the first time? Okay, good. Good, if it's equal to -1, that will be one way to do it. Beautiful. Another way would be to look at this this count, right, of obesity episodes. But I kind of like the idea of doing it to see if it's -1. If this thing equals -1, then we initialize it to their current age. That has a certain clarity to it. Okay. It doesn't depend on this other variable, but this is very. I have two parts of my mind which are fighting right now. There's an internal civil war going on. Part of me wants to say, no, you jerk. uses count of obesity episodes. I mean, it's clear what that means. Test if it's equal to 0, and if so, then assign this. The other one says, no, look, you want to check if it's not already been assigned. It's very clear from its name. -1 means it's not been assigned, so do it this way. And I don't have a dog in this fight.
But -1 just means never in a lifetime. It doesn't mean the first time.
It means never, right. So it's never in my lifetime. That's what this means.
Yeah.
And that's what we're keeping track. It's at first obesity, my first obesity episode. Oh, maybe that hasn't been clear.
No. My understanding of -1 is
Yep.
that you've never been obese
Right.
in your lifetime.
Right.
Okay.
That's exactly right.
But that's not the. So that's just getting the people who've never been obese. It's not getting
Correct.
the people
Yep.
who have been obese the first time in their lifetime. Isn't that what we're trying to do? The age of first obesity.
We're capturing, for a given person, what was the age
Yeah.
at which they first became obese.
Correct. But what you're getting is
Yes.
-1
Yes.
are people who've never been obese.
Right, we're testing if they've never previously been obese. In that case, we're going to record their current age as the age at which they became obese. If, sorry? Yeah, that's right. So we're recording here, if this is a person,
Yeah.
if this is their first time obese, we're going to record this, we're going to memorize their current age using
No,
this.
but what I don't understand is,
Yeah.
okay, we're counting episodes of obesity, right?
No, we're not counting episodes of obesity here.
Right, aren't we using the account, which says if you're -1, it means you've never been obese
Before.
You just became.
You just became.
These are two separate counts. There's a variable for counting the number of times you become obese. This one basically says, all right, what were you 10 years old? Were you 15 years old? 17 years old when you first became obese? If we don't know that information, it's a nonsensical value. So -10 years old, -1 years old is what we say. So basically, it says is you get to this state. Do we know when you have become obese? If so, we do nothing. So if we know that you were first obese at 10 years old, it doesn't change anything. But if we have that nonsense value, it says, oh, well, this is the first time you've become obese, and then we record their current age in this. This might be actually a good opportunity to show them, sometimes why it's useful to have named constants rather than carrying around, the -1 in a name. Or
Sure.
something.
Well,
And it makes it a little bit easier.
what I think is I'm going to actually so one of the factions won the Civil War in my head. So I'm going to say if count. Maybe this will make it clear. If count obesity episodes equals 0. If I then I have to move this logic to after this. Move that. Delete that.
You won't be counting them unless they're obese
Yeah.
anyway.
Sorry.
You won't be counting them unless they're obese anyway.
Well, they've just entered this state, and if this is the first time they've entered that state, we're going to record their age now.
Yes.
Otherwise, we're not going to change anything because they've been here before. Is that helpful? If this is the first time they've been in this state, it's under, and that's what this tests. Because as soon as they come into the state, if we go through this, if it's their first time, we're going to set this variable. From then on, that variable will be set. And so if this is their first time entering here, we're going to be memorizing their age. Otherwise, this variable will just hold -1. Okay? Yeah, okay. Why did it hold -1? It held -1 because this was -1. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So do you want to run it and see if this is recorded? Yeah? Okay. So let's try this. Yeah? Okay. Look at that. This is complaining bitterly about something. Oh my gosh. Count of obesity episodes. I didn't fill that in. Oh my gosh. Count of obesity. Get count of obesity episodes. Somehow I forgot to say return what? Count of obesity episodes. I don't know how I forgot that, but maybe you folks filled it in. Okay. Come on. Yeah. Hey, come on. Yeah, there we go.
We can't actually see what you're writing.
Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. So when I tried to go and it went and it complained. It said this method must return. So I double clicked on this, and this said, "Oh man, it's something to do with get count of obesity episodes." And I went and I looked at that, and there was ooh, no, it wasn't that. Get count. This guy was blank. Its function body was blank. It was like that. So I just filled this in. Return count. I thought I had put it there before, but okay. Okay. Do you want to run this thing? Okay. Let's run this. Okay. Okay, so let's go down to the individual level, and let's run it very quickly. How do you run this thing as quickly as possible? Press this button, right? Okay, here's the age at which they first became obese. Oh man, that person is an old geezer. 91, 108. Oh man, this doesn't exactly align with their, here's one at 68. Okay, that's a little bit more representative. Man, these folks are not getting it till they're very old. Okay, Methuselah. Okay, so we need to update some of those hazard rates, evidently. Okay, so now I'd like to address the question earlier, though, on let's do a histogram of the number of counts of people being obese. So we're going to pop up now to the aggregate level. Remember, if we represent things at a lower level, we can always have recourse to aggregate them up. The reverse is not true.